Suppose if the condition is false, again it will check the next condition. Like that, you can have n number of conditions. Let's take an example and understand. So please remember, if, so I have nested if. Nested in the sense what? If inside the if. That is what I will call it as nested if. So again I have the condition, a is greater than 5. So what is the a value? 10. Yes, of course this is true. How many if else I can have? N number of if else, n number of true blocks you can have. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the second session on control structures. What is that I have in this session? So please understand, before I get into this session, I should know what I have in the previous session. So please understand, what is that I have? I have two different types of if statement. I started the concept of branching in my previous session. So in that I have discussed simple if statement, and also I have discussed if else statement. So please remember, you should know the general form and the flow chart for both the if statements. Only if you have understood, so please come to this session, otherwise go back to the previous session and understand what exactly it is all about. Alright, so hoping that you have seen that, and don't forget to click on the like button if you have watched it. So moving on to the next session, that is next topics what I have for the day. I have these things as an agenda for the day. The first thing that I would like to start with, nesting of if statements. Along with that, I will also discuss ladder if statements. Please remember, we have 4 different types of if statements. So what is the first one that we have? Simple if. What is the first one? Please make a note of it. First one is simple if. The second one is if else. And the third one is nesting of if else. And the fourth one is ladder. Okay. So the fourth one is ladder if. So this is the 4 different types of if statement. That is what you need to remember. These two I have discussed in the session 1, and this two I am discussing it now. Alright, so in this session. So let's start. Once we are done with the ladder if, I will also discuss what is switch statement, and also I will discuss what is compound statements. So it's a pretty important session for all of you. Let me do it very clearly and very slowly. Alright, so what is that I have here? What exactly nested if statement is all about? So nested if statement, in the sense condition inside the condition, is what we call it as a nested if statement. Let's look at the general form, and then let me take an example to explain this concept. Please look at the general form, what I have here. So I have the if statement here. So what is that I have? I have the if statement here, and then I have the test condition. So inside this if statement, I have one more if statement. I have one more if statement. So this has got else statement also. So this, please understand this part, what I have. So this is what I have inside the true block of this if statement. Inside the true block of this statement. So what exactly it means, sir? So please understand, I have this if statement and I have this condition. If this first condition is true, only then this will be executed. Only then this will be executed. Again, imagine this condition is true and the compiler is executing this statement. Again, I have one more if statement. What is that I have to do? Again, I have to check this condition. If this condition is true, then only it will execute this statement. Otherwise, it will execute this else part. So once it is done, then again it will come back. Again it will come back off. Again it will come out of this block, and then it will skip this else block, and then it will start executing the rest of the statements. Sir, what is that you are trying to say, sir? We are not understanding. Give us some general example. So fine, let me give you the general example, then I will go back to that. Say for example, if I want to take a class. So first condition, it should be a working day. What is the first condition? It should be a working day. So fine, that condition is true. I have one more condition. The second condition is I should have the class in the timetable. So that is the second condition. What is the first condition that you will check? Whether it is a working day or not. If the day is equal to working day, So then only you will take the class. So fine, that is true. Then what is the next condition that you will tell if you want to take a class? You will tell, do I have a class in my timetable? Should I take the class because do I have the class in the timetable? So that is a condition that you will check. Yes, you have the class. So fine. Again, you will check one more condition. So what is that? So do you have the students inside the class? Yes, you have the students inside the class. Then you will take the class. To take the class, you have to satisfy all these conditions. Only then you will execute this. Only then you will take the class. So what you have, the condition inside the condition. Condition inside the condition. So this concept is what we will call it as a nested if. This concept we call it as a nested if. So now, so you forget all these things. Let me make it very simple for you. So you listen to me now. So what is that I have? I have if. If I want to write the if statements, what is the first thing that you will write? So you should write the keyword if. So fine, you have written that. So what is that you will write here? You will write the test condition. What is that you will write? You will write the test condition. So what is the test condition that you will write? Let me assume that A is greater than 0. A is greater than 0. So fine, let me assume a value for A. So A is equal to 10. So if A is greater than 0, okay, so if this condition is true, then let me write, okay, so I have to write the true block. Yes, you all know that if else how to write. So let me write that. I have, this is what I will call as a true block. This is what I will call it as a false block. This will be executed if the condition is true. This will be executed if the condition is false. So fine. So here again, I will go inside. What is that I told you? So condition inside the condition, statement inside the statement. That's what I will call it as a nested if. If statement inside the if statement. That's what I will call it as a nested if. So again, please observe, I will have one more if statement here. So what is that I will have? If A is greater than 5. Okay. So again, I will have print. Okay. Print F. Positive number. Let me just write like this. Positive. Okay. So I will close it. So again, I will have else. Okay. Again, I will have else. Let me just erase it for you guys so that you will understand it clearly. Okay. I will erase it like this. Again, I will have else. Okay. What is that I will write? What is that? I'll write print. Else block. Let me just write like that. Okay. So this is in the if statement. This much, whatever I have. So this much is in the if block. So now what else I should have for if else? I should have my else block also, right? So I will have the else block here. Okay. So I will have the else block. Print. Number is not valid. I will just write number is not valid. Okay. Not valid. So please understand this. What is the general structure of if statement? You will write if condition, you will check, then open bracket, close bracket. So then after that you will have else, open bracket, close bracket. This is what you will generally write, right? So for if else. Now please observe this example, what I have. So I have if, I have condition. What is that I have? Condition. So A is greater than 0. So it will check the condition. If this condition is true, then this true block will be executed. How much I have true block? So please understand. So this is what I will call it as a true block from year to year. So this is what I will call it as a true block. Why? Because this belongs to if statement. So these statements will be executed only if this condition is true. That's why I will call this as true block. That's why I will call this as true block. That's what you need to understand. That's what you need to understand. So fine. I have this true block. When will I execute this true block? When the condition is true. So fine. Imagine this condition is true. So the condition, the control will come inside. So again, what I have if. If you have if, what is that you will do? You will check the condition again. So again, I have the condition. A is greater than 5. So what is the A value? 10. Yes, of course, this is true. If the condition is true, so this again you have the true block. Again, you have the true block. So this statement will be executed. Suppose if the condition is false, what I have the else block. So this is the false block. This will be executed. Once this is done, it will come out. It will come out. So this is case number 1. When this will happen? When the condition is true. Suppose this condition is false, all these things will not be executed. Directly it will go to the else part and it will execute. That's what you need to understand. So this is what we call it. We call it as a nested if. Inside the if is what we call it as a nested if. So I can also have one more if here. Suppose if I want to write one more if, what you will write? Again you will write if and else block. Inside this if. So if inside the if is what we call it as a nested if. Please understand what I have written here. I have both if and else, right? So again I have same syntax I have followed. So here, observe here, I have if statement, I have else statement. Same thing I have. That's what I will call it as a if else. That is what I will call it as a nested if else. So please understand this. So fine, we understood this. What is the next one that we have? The next one that we have is flowchart. So when I have the flowchart, how do I write the flowchart for this nested if? So it's very simple, please understand. So first condition what I have, so please observe, this is the first condition what I have. So if A is greater than 0, this is the first condition, testing condition. So here I have, so first condition, alright. If this condition is true, then again it will come to the next test condition. Why? Because please observe here, so if this condition is true, again it will come to the next condition. That's why I have the condition here. So again, if this condition is true, so it will execute this statement. Suppose if this condition is false, it will execute this statement. So please observe, if this condition is true, this statement will be executed. If this condition is false, this statement will be executed. In the same way, if this condition is true, this statement will be executed. If this condition is false, this statement will be executed. That's what they have depicted in the flowchart. Suppose if this main condition is false, okay, so they will directly execute this statement. What is that they have given? So please observe, if this main condition is false, directly they will execute the else block. Okay, so after that, what is that I have? So please observe, once they come to this stage, after that, after executing these statements, okay, so they will execute any one. All right, they will execute any one statement. So after executing this, finally they will come out of this if statement block, and then they'll start executing the normal instructions. So what is the meaning of it? So please understand. So I have this statement, right? So if this condition is true, what is the next thing will happen? So this condition will be checked. If this condition is also true, what will happen? So this condition will be executed. Once I'm done with this, I will come out of all the statements. I will not execute any of the statements. I will come out of all the statements. I will start executing the statement after this else block. So that is what the statement that they have given here. Once I execute this statement, I will come out of all the things. I will start executing this. If I execute this, I will not execute this, and I will not execute this. If I execute this, I will not execute this, and I will not execute this. You got my point? So that is what you have to remember. Observe here. If I execute this, I will not execute this, and I will not execute this. Yes or no? If the condition is true, what you will execute? This true block will be executed. If you execute this true block, obviously you will skip the else block. So fine. So this is the true block, you are done. So again you are coming out of this. If you execute this true block, will you execute the false block? No. You have already executed, so you are skipping this. That is what they have generalized, and they have given in the flowchart. Alright, this is the flowchart of nested if. The next important thing that you have to understand is ladder if. So what exactly ladder if is all about? So let's understand this general form, and then we'll take an example. What exactly the general syntax is all about? So please observe the general syntax. First, I have the if condition. What is that I have? I have the if condition. So I have the statement. Again, what I have? I don't have the if condition inside the if condition now. Outside only I have. That I will call it as a else if. A new word that you need to remember. First I have if condition, Then I have else if. Okay. Again I have the statement. Again I have else if. Again I have the statement. Like this, n number of else if I can have. Lastly, I will have else statement. What exactly is this, sir? Let's take an example and understand. So please remember, if, else is what you need to remember. What is that? If, else if, and else. These three things you have to remember. These three things you have to remember. So fine, let's understand this. What exactly we need to remember? How do we write the program for this? The first thing that we have to write is, if day is equal to Monday. Day is equal to Monday. Okay. If day is equal to Monday, what is that I will do? Print white dress. Okay. What is that you will do? Print white dress. Now, I have one more day, right? I cannot check only for one day. I have 7 days. How do I check for 7 days? I need to check for 7 conditions. I need to check for 7 conditions. It can be any day, right? Then in this case, which type of if statement that I have to use? I cannot use simple if because I can check only one condition. I cannot use if else. In that also I can check only one condition. I cannot use nested if because only one condition I have to check. Condition inside condition I am not checking here. So what is the next type of if statement that I have? I have the ladder if. I have the ladder if. So why? Because the day is equal to Monday. If that is the condition, what is that I have to do? I have to take the white dress. Else if, again you can check the condition. What is the condition that you will check? So day is equal to Tuesday. What is that you will do? Print F, red dress. In the same way, you have one more day. What is that? Else if day is equal to Wednesday. What is that you will do? So you will mention that. Like that, you will write till Saturday or Sunday, whatever you want. So, but if all these things, after writing all these things are the true blocks. All these things are the true blocks. But for this also, I should have the false block, right? How many false block you will have? Only one false block. So that is what I will call it as a else. That is what I have here. How many if else I can have? N number of if else, n number of true blocks you can have, but you will have only one false block. That is what you should remember when it comes to ladder if. What is that you will remember now? So let me write and show you one more time. So you have to repeat along with me. Okay. You have to repeat along with me. So what is that I will have? So I will have if. What is that I will have? I will have if. So if day is equal to so Monday. So this is the condition that I am checking. So let's understand this. Okay, this is the condition that I am checking. Sir, how do I get to know day is equal to Monday? So you are asking the user to enter. So I am storing it here. Day is equal to Wednesday. Let's imagine. So day is equal to Wednesday. User is already entered, but I don't know what is that you have entered. That's why I am checking. Okay, so print. Okay, print F. What is that you will do? Monday in the sense white dress. Okay, you will wear. So fine. What is the next condition you will check? So else if. What is that you will check? Else if. This is what you have to remember. So please understand this. Else if. First one you will always write if. Second condition, if you want to check the second condition, you have to write the else if. You have to write the else if. So fine. So the next one that we are writing is, what is the condition? Day is equal to Tuesday. Okay, let's write this. Double quotes. Then what is that you will write? You will write print F. You will write green dress. Let's imagine like that. Green dress. So next thing, what is that you will write? So please understand else if. Observe what is that I am writing. Else if. So idalla idu. So you are keep checking like that. Okay. So what is the next day? Day is equal to Wednesday. All right. So if that is the case, what is that? You will write print F. All right. Print F. No, red dress. Let's give like that. Okay. So next, else if day is equal to Thursday. Let's try it like this. All right. So then print F. What is that? What is the color you want? Yellow dress. Like this, you will write for all the days. At the end, you will also write. Imagine I have written that, Friday, Saturday also, and also Sunday. So I don't have space. So let me just write it here. Last block. Okay. Else. Print. Invalid entry. I will write. Invalid. I will have. So what is that you need to understand here? So please remember, let me just mark it here. First, I will enter the day. What is that I will enter? Monday. Okay. Let me imagine the day I have entered is Monday. So what is the value of day now? Let's imagine it is Monday. So fine. Now I will start the execution. If day is equal to Monday, I have told you, why do I write 2 is equal to? 2 is equal to in the sense I will be comparing. I will be comparing the values. So am I entering the do I have Monday in the day? Yes, I have Monday in the day. So the condition is true now. So if this condition is true, what will happen? So this will be executed. This true block will be executed. Rest everything will be skipped. It will not touch this at all. So what you want? Yav dina beku anta neevu heltira nan Monday anta heltini. Monday ge yav dress beku anta neevu kodtira. Bere din nanenu kelade illa. So I'll not ask anything else. But imagine I have entered Wednesday. I have entered Wednesday. What will happen if day is equal to Monday? What is that I have in day? I have Wednesday. Is exactly matching? No, it is not matching. So condition fails. So what happens? This block will be skipped. This block will be skipped now. So what happens next? So it will come to the next condition. So again it is checking. Day is equal to Tuesday. Again it is not matching. Again this block will be skipped. Idu execute agala. So next condition check madate. Day is equal to Wednesday. True. So then whatever I have inside this, that will be executed. So after executing this, rest everything will be skipped. So yav day match agate, a block matra execute agate, beradella skip agate. So why do I have this is a big question when I have multiple conditions to be checked. So I will be using the ladder if. So ladder if alli matra nanage idu possible, bere yav if statement allo agalla. Sir, why do you say like that? Let me tell you one more example. So guys, if I take simple if statement, what is the general syntax? This is the general syntax of simple if statement. Yes, condition check madbodu nanu. I can check only one condition. So this fails now. What is the next one that I have? I have if else. If else is the second one. If else alli en madbodu. So est condition check madbodu sir nan ee syntax alli. Again here only one condition I can check. Idu agalla. So next nanage if nested if barutte next. What is the nested if? If statement olagade innondu if statement. Okay, what is that I will have? Let me just erase it. So what is that I will have? If statement olagade, okay, innondu if statement. ಇದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಸೂಟಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮಂಡೇ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಟ್ಯೂಸ್ಡೇ ಬರುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದು? ladder if ಮಾತ್ರ. So that's how you will decide what is the type of if statement that you have to use. So that's very important. Selecting the type of if statement is very, very important. Only if you understand that you will be able to write that. Otherwise you will not be able to do that. So that's what you need to remember. So fine, I have the flow chart for this ladder if. Let's understand this. So first condition I'm checking. So first condition, day is equal to Monday. So like that. Just imagine that. So if this condition is true, so print statement will be executed. Okay. So directly it will come to the next statement. It will come out of entire if block. Okay. So it will not touch anything else. Suppose if this condition is false, so it will go to the next if else. It will go to the next if else block. If there day is equal to Tuesday, if the condition is true, it will execute this statement, whatever it has got inside the block. So after executing that, it will come out of the block, and then it will start executing the next statements. It will not touch any of these statements. So matte, let's take one more case. If the condition is not true, if the condition is false, what happens? It will check the next condition. So again, e condition true adre e statement execute agate. Then after executing this statement, it will come to the end of the statement. So next, suppose if the condition is false, again it will check the next condition. Like that, you can have n number of conditions. You can have n number of conditions. So that is what you need to remember. So guys, after that, you will have the default statement, and then you will have the true statement. So please observe one thing in this diagram. Please observe one thing in this diagram. So guys, please observe one thing in this diagram. This default statement, what I have here, is a else block. Only one else block I have here. Only one else block I have here. So rest everything will be treated as else if. So this is if. This is if. Again, this is else if. This is also else if. So please remember, this is also else if. So for ladder if, how many else block you will have? You will have only one else block. That's what you should remember. So guys, this is how we need to understand the different types of if statements. Don't worry, I will be executing, or I will be showing you this with the help of the execution of the programs. So you can watch that concept, that practical class, so you will be able to understand that very easily. All right. So by saying this, I have come to an end of this session. So in the next session, I will be executing, or I will be showing you how exactly switch statements and also conditional operators are working. So for this, let me sign off for the day. Thank you very much.